people who, interestingly, have the capacities of the individual cardiovascular surgeon or brain surgeon can get extremely wealthy. But notice this about medicine. We can transplant a heart or make an artificial heart. Here's something we don't know the answer to. What's better for your heart health in the long run? An hour of exercise twice a week? 2 hours of exercise once a week, or 10 minutes of exercise daily? We don't know the answer to that question. The reason we don't know the answer to that question is that if you are a cardiovascular surgeon, because of the way in which you produce your good, you get your marginal product, which is your average product. You get a very high share of the social good you produce. If I figured out the answer to this other question, I wouldn't be rich. I can't get intellectual property in a fact about how much you should exercise. It's not legally possible, and it wouldn't be practicable. Now, inequality is the cause of some of these differences.
I disagree. If you were to find the answer to that question, and if you were able to find the optimal amount of exercise that would lead to optimal heart health, you could write a book about your theory. And if your theory is correct and it's backed by science, and you have proven it to be true, you found this groundbreaking fact that 1 hour a day every 2 days is the optimal amount of exercise, and you could write a book about that, go into detail about the exact exercise program that people should go through. If you did that, that book would be a bestseller, and it would be protected by intellectual property rights, at least the specific way in which you wrote the book, and you would make millions of dollars, and you could tour the country and talk about this groundbreaking theory, and you could have a whole career based on this. You could be an exercise expert for heart health, right? So you're not correct to say that the value of information is undervalued in society. That's not true at all. In fact, the funny thing about this is that you said that a cardiovascular surgeon would be making more money, a lot more money, than someone who had a really good idea or a really good fact about health that could change people's lives, when actually the opposite might be true. If this book you write about heart health and how exercise relates to it becomes a bestseller, you might actually make more money than a heart surgeon. If it's a sufficient bestseller, if it sells enough copies, and if you're able to capitalize on this groundbreaking discovery, you might actually make more than a heart surgeon. And why is that? It's very simple. If you understand economics, a heart surgeon only will affect a few hundred people in their life, because they only have so much time in the day to work on surgeries. Whereas your groundbreaking discovery could potentially affect the entire world. It could potentially sell books to millions of people with this information that will change their lives. You're affecting the heart health of millions of people, or potentially billions if it goes viral and it spreads. This idea spreads all around the world. You might save millions of lives by offering up this information for $5 in the book. So you make millions of dollars, you make more than a heart surgeon, but you've given billions of dollars in value and saved healthcare costs and all this. Now we're talking about a grand idea here. Your idea might not be that valuable, but if it is that valuable, you will be compensated for it. And that's the beauty of capitalism.